Hello, I know it's been a while. We've had a break.
We were on a break!
I was going to do this video a lot sooner than what I have, but in hindsight I've probably needed a break from everything, like YouTube, from running, from like mentally and physically. I've got some notes that I want to just like talk through based on the race and just plans and just the training block and stuff. Yeah, so like I say, I just needed a bit of a reset away from running. I've been getting slowly back into it the last few weeks. If you follow me on Strava, you've seen that I've done a few runs. The training block itself, I feel like it was a good training block. Like I've obviously pushed myself a lot. I was doing 130k weeks, 4 of them. I feel like the workouts were good. I feel like up until the last long run, I was flying. Yeah, unfortunately, that niggle that I felt on my last long run, which was 2 days before my taper was due to start, that was probably the beginning of the problems. Obviously, the first week of the taper, I'll just get up on screen now. Obviously, that first week of the taper was supposed to be, a double week. Like I was supposed to have a double and then slowly start bringing it down. I pretty much halved my mileage, which wasn't the plan. Again, I had no intensity until that weekend, so I literally just went a couple of easy runs, 2 rest days, and then they had a 26k long run on the last day, on the Sunday. That was probably where it all started going wrong, because then I couldn't lift the intensity the week after to higher than what it should have been, so we were probably always a little bit behind. But having said that, I don't think that would have made a difference on race day. That was a big impact, but I don't think that was all of it. So I'll just go through the notes chronologically from the Saturday when I travelled. I think travelling the day before was probably a little bit too stressful. I'd done that because of work, because I just started a new job. I didn't want to sort of wind them up by buggering off for 3 days. For 4 days, sorry. But yeah, it's just the whole day was rushed. Like, I didn't really get a great night's sleep, which was the night before, if that makes sense. So it was like the Friday night. I didn't really get a lot of sleep. I probably got about 4 or 5 hours, which is not enough. I had to get up at 2:30 to sort of catch my flight, because my flight was at 5:30, I think, or 6 o'clock, something like that. Yeah, and do you know what? Because I was travelling, I didn't really get enough carbs in that day. I had a breakfast when I got up at like 3 in the morning. I had like a dinner on the go, so I had like some sort of food when I first landed in Berlin. I just grabbed something like a wrap, not a lot. And then my evening meal was like a takeaway chicken and pasta, but it was just a bit bland, a bit boring. I didn't enjoy it. It was a bit cold when it got to me. It's one of those things. It's a lesson learned, because obviously I was away and I've never done that before. But again, I've learned now that it probably needed to go out and have a proper meal. I wish I'd got a chance to enjoy the expo a bit more. Like, I put some clips up now. It was a proper party vibe, like more than I've ever seen at any expo. I mean, I've only been to London, but you get my point. London's a bit more like business-like, like there's just stalls. There's the talk bit, but Berlin's just like, it's on the airfield and it's just party time. Like, there's dead loud music. It's like a festival. I say in this video, it's like a festival. I'll put it on screen. It's just incredible. I wish I got to enjoy that more, but my phone was dying. I needed to get my bib, and then I needed my phone to get back to the hotel. My phone died whilst I was out. Luckily, I had my charger in my bag, and I had to stop in a Turkish kebab shop. And charge my phone in there. And fair enough to the fellas, like they were sound. They let me do it. I charged it up to about 20%, just enough so I could order an Uber back to the hotel. The hotel was fine. Like, I was only sort of 30 minutes walk away from the start. I went on a little Shakeout run, done like a dress rehearsal to the start. I'll put the video up for the Shakeout run now. Right then, welcome to the Berlin Marathon Shakeout run. I haven't got enough carbs in today, but I needed to get out and run. I've scoped the start out. It's about 3k from my hotel. So run, walk, run, jog in the morning. Run, jog, run, walk in the morning.
nervous energy, really nervous. But seeing the track, seeing the start sort of straight, settled me a little bit. Like I know I'm getting here in the morning. So we're currently 2 and a bit K into this run, but I'll just pause my watch and we come and have a look, because that is some start finish straight, innit? Like, I've never seen a road that starts with a bit that's that wide. Like most of them. Like mostly it's like quite a narrow start. You think of London, like London, all the starts are dead narrow, then gets wide. This is like, what, 2-3 lanes wide? Both sides of the road, so it's like 6, like, what, I can't quite see from here, I think it's 6 lanes wide. Like, fair play. But, yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. Gonna find somewhere for food tonight. People arguing behind me, but yeah, looking forward to tomorrow now. Got my bib, I'm in C block, don't know what that means in terms of time wise. I'm trying to find out, but I just haven't been able to find out because obviously I've been like living out my bag, my phone died, I had to charge it in a kebab shop. Yeah, it's been a wild morning. Not quite a turnaround point yet, 800 meters, but I thought I'd just stop and just sort of like, it's crazy, like it's so like, I think it's because it's in a foreign country. When I went to London, like, I spoke the language. It was in my home country. Like, it was just like going to another race, because I've come abroad to one. It feels a bit surreal. Like, yeah, I don't know. The only thing that's annoying is these things. I wish they'd done them tighter, because like it's slipping and all sorts and stuff like that winds me up. Like, I have my watch quite tight, so I'd want that quite tight as well. And yeah, just crazy. Like, people, it doesn't bother me if people walk past and look at me anymore. Tomorrow might be a different story. So I'm not in a rush to get back. So race strategy, obviously going for 2:44. The first 5K's generally gonna be like, I'm hoping for about 20 minutes. Just not too quick, not too, because it's going to be busy. So if I can get the first 5K out in 20 minutes and then build into sort of 350 per kilometre pace, I'll be happy with that.
So obviously that was the Shakeout run. It was good. Like, it was good just to sort of see the start, and it really sort of tested me, because like there was a lot of people and I was recording. But again, what I kind of realised that the day after when I was actually doing the marathon, of how much I wasn't really bothered about recording when people were around me. Weirdly, because I've not recorded in a few weeks, I'm really nervous about taking the camera back outside now. Yeah, the Shakeout run was good. Again, I mentioned food. And then obviously we were now looking at like sort of the night before, everything went well. I had my breakfast the morning, everything was set up. In hindsight, I wish I'd worn calf compression sleeves. I've worn them for both marathons and a half marathon that I've done, but then since I've started wearing the shoe socks, I've stopped wearing them. And that's a bit of a silly concept to be getting into, not wearing them, because they ruin the vibe of the colour coordinated shoe socks and my Adios Pro 3s. That's a really stupid thing to do, but that was a large part of why I didn't wear them, and I wish I had. It may not have stopped cramp, but it might have helped prevent it. So just on to the race day, like, I got up, had my breakfast, I felt okay, I felt a bit, I don't know, I felt really tired, if I'm being honest. Like, all day I felt tired. Drink break. But I did feel really tired. But I kind of knew from the first 5K, like, that 2:44 wasn't going to be on. Like, the conditions were perfect at the start for running a fast marathon. I think it was something like 11, 12 degrees, no wind, no rain, but not hot, like cloud cover. I remember it getting quite warm around about 25K, but I think at that point, I think it always starts to feel hard. Doesn't matter whether it's hot, cold, rainy, or whatever. I think it always starts to feel hard around about then. In terms of nutrition, I felt like my gels were fine. Like, I was taking them every half an hour. They were going down okay. Started feeling sick towards the end with them, but I think that was probably because of the cramp fix. I just couldn't stomach it, and like, quite ironically, the cramp fix started giving me stomach cramps. I think the last time I had it was 30K. I mentioned in the video, like in the race vlog, that I kind of like started, instead of like drinking it, I was like putting it in my mouth, swilling it, and then spitting it out.
The cramp fix is irritating my stomach a little bit, so I might have to sort of just swill it and spit rather than swallow. But So we go, touch base at 25.
But again, I don't think that even if I like my body agreed with the cramp fix on the day that it would have stopped the cramps. I just don't think that works. I think I probably need to go and get some more strength and conditioning done, like disciplined. Like I was good this year for a couple of weeks, and then when I got the first injury, I stopped, and I probably shouldn't have done that. So yeah, the cramp's something I've got a plan for. You know, if I find a way to get rid of that. I've mentioned and I've ranted about this in the race, but the cups are a joke. I didn't get enough water on board. I'd never put this in the actual video, but when I got back to my second hotel by the airport, I went for my first pee after the race, and I kid you not, it was bright orange, bright yellow. Like I've never seen my wee that strong. Meaning, you know, how being that dehydrated. Obviously, just shows how like little water I got on, and probably why I cramped and felt a bit crap toward the end of the race. But if I did run Berlin again, I'd like to. I think I'd need to take soft flasks. Just some bits about the course. It's super, super flat. When people say it's flat, I don't think people realise just how flat it is. Like, I don't remember at any point there being an incline of note of anything. Like, even when you think that you're going on a run, you think, oh, I'm going up like a slight hill here. Like, not even a hill, just a slight incline. Never felt nothing like that. But one thing I would say, there is a lot of corners, and you have to be good at running the tangents or be aware of the tangents. This is something I did do really well. Like I only run based on my GPS a couple of 100 meters over. But I think it's particularly important in that first 5k when it's really cramped, and there's a lot of runners that, you know, I said previously, like things to do in the taper is researching the course and knowing where you want to be, and I knew I wanted to be on the right hand side. Obviously I got on the right hand side, and obviously that's where I wanted to be. I got there, and that is something that I've done really well. The support is incredible. For anyone that's run London, it's not quite London levels, but it is very good. I remember only one or maybe 2 or 3 moments where it got a little bit quiet. But yeah, like London doesn't really have any when you think about it. Like even around Canary Wharf, it's still going. The country itself was incredible. Like I've been to Germany once before. I'd go again on holiday. It's such an amazing country. The people are amazing. Like considering, you know, I went over there and I spoke maybe 2 or 3 words in German. Really like can't go out the way enough to sort of help you and speak to you in English. And like the hotel were amazing. Like let me charge my phone, let me leave my luggage there, even though I technically checked out. It was just incredible, really good. And then the second hotel I was in again, unbelievable. Like the pizza they made me, I asked for a margarita pizza, an unbelievable pizza. Just really nice people, really like friendly and helpful. I can't say that enough. Like the country itself and the people are amazing. But yeah, just if I look at the splits and I put the race up, like, you know, I was knocking out sort of just under 20-minute 5Ks, which wasn't what I needed. I needed sort of like 19-20-minute 5Ks. So I never hit a single 5K on pace, which is one of those things. I mean, my fastest was 19:45, which was nowhere near quick enough. Again, I did slow down towards the end, but I can't complain really. I think like that was probably the fastest I was going to go on the day. Things just happen. It happens, you know. I've had 2 marathons where it's gone pretty well. First one was obviously a learning curve, and then this one was the first one where, I mean, I still PB'd by 5 minutes and 2 seconds, but it just, I was so far off my target, like a good 8 minutes, that it's a massive learning curve. But just some sort of general thoughts about what to do for the rest of the year. I'm feeling a bit lazy. Motivation's quite low at the minute. I've got planned in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 week, 6 week 5k block, with obviously the 6 week being a race, which I'll probably taper for like 3 days for. 2024 then, there is so many things on this list. Bearing in mind that I'm getting married next year on the 5th of October, so autumn races are probably going to be probably not many, maybe like a half marathon at most. but I might squeeze in a few 10Ks if I can, but a lot of it will be based around my wedding and obviously spending time with my new wife at the time. My new wife after the wedding, you know what I mean? So just some possible events that I've put in the diary. I'd like to do Liverpool Half Marathon, which is on St Patrick's Day, which is 17th of March. I'd like to do that one, obviously being, quite local and being a Liverpool fan. It'd be nice to run around city, a city that I know. I don't know Manchester that well, to be honest. And I've run most of my races there, but it'd be nice to run around Liverpool. The spring marathon is basically dependent. I've applied for a good for age place at London Marathon. Now I hope that 5 minutes and 2 seconds, not 5 minutes, 8 minutes and 2 seconds will be enough to get me a place in London for good for age. If that is the case, I'll do London on the 21st of April. If I don't get in, which I'll find out by the end of November, we'll go a week earlier and we'll do Manchester Marathon. And a broad marathon's not going to be on, obviously, because the wedding, just money-wise. But anyway, there's quite a few races that are after that. So I'd like to do Great Birmingham Run, which is the 5th of May, which is the half marathon. I've done the Great Manchester Run half marathon twice the last 2 years. I'd like to do a 10K. That's on the 25th of May. Again, probably won't do all these, but I'd like to do a few of them. And then the very next day, on the 26th of May, there's a local 10K race. Probably one of the only ones I've not done quite local. It's about an hour south of me. I'd like to do that. I've got penciled in to do Church Stretton 50K Ultra. Now I'll put on screen now. I'll just Google it super quick. If I done this, it's in the middle of June, so it'll be super hot. And there is, let me find Church Stretton 50K. It took me an absolute age to find that. But yeah, so I've got in my head that I'd like to do it. Yeah, look, I don't know if it'd actually happen. But just looking at it, it's 50K, 2,500 foot of climbs. Look, I'd love to do it. I don't know whether I'm quite ready to do an ultra. It'd be interesting to do. I might just do it for a laugh. But I'm looking at that in June, which would just be, again, I wouldn't be doing it for pace. I'd just be doing it for like to say I've done it. And then the only real thing I've got penciled in for autumn so far is I'd like to do Great North Run on the 8th of September. I'll enter the ballot. If I get in, I get in. If I don't, I don't. But yeah, that's what the plan is. That's my little sort of, not review, I guess, but just what I thought about Berlin. Going forward, we'll get into some tips and tricks over the next few weeks, just stuff while I'm base building, and then we'll look at getting into stuff based on like the 5K block and really taking you on that journey. So it's probably quite obvious that this isn't the video that I've just recorded. I'm recording this on the 4th of November, which is obviously a long time after I originally recorded that footage. I've needed a little bit longer off running than what I thought I would have, just sort of mental reset and physical reset. So I'm just going to base build. There will be workouts over the winter, just to get me in the best possible shape that come January, I'll be pretty much ready to start a pretty intense period of marathon prep. Hopefully that I'm going to get into London on good for age. I want to get to a really good base building point so that by the 1st of January I'm ready to go straight into a marathon prep and hit it hard, with a real big sort of plan to hit 244 at London. That's the plan, but everything else stays the same. But other than that, I just want to say again, thank you for all the support on the Berlin journey. Plenty of races next year to get my teeth stuck into. Yeah, and again, like another lengthy marathon block that we'll have in there as well. But yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's not flooded in like we are. And yeah, see you in a bit.